My name is Isaiah Gonzalez. I go to Ipswich High. My whole family's from Ipswich, and I'm 18 years old. I've been coming to the church, I want to say since November last year. Yep. And it was right after an injury. And the sense of community, I love it here. I love everybody I've met, and everybody here is a good role model to me, and people I want to surround myself with. So Benjamin DeSources, my best friend since childhood, since third grade. Love Benji. Yeah, I definitely did feel empty. I mean, I would find happiness, like, in temporary things, like, I don't know, eating junk food or inappropriate stuff. But yeah, like, after that's over, I'd kind of struggle, a little bit with, like, feeling depressed. And the thing about the past Isaiah is that he was definitely a bit of, like, an overthinker. He would always think about, people have died in his life, important people. But he'd always think about, like, what happened to those people, like what happens after death, what happens in the spirit world, and I would tell him to stop overthinking about that stuff and to commit to Christ. You know what I mean? Don't think of other possibilities. We know what's right. It's right in front of us, and to just commit to that for the rest of your life so that you don't have to think about all the other stuff. That's God's job, to think about everything for us. There was a couple things that happened. So obviously, I worked really hard all summer, and I wanted to play football. So I was lifting, working out, busted my butt, and then first game, I popped my ACL. So not only does that ruin football, which I was trying, it ruins basketball, which is my life. So that definitely put me in a dark place. Usually I'm able to cope with all the anxiety and depression I deal with, kind of, but it definitely amplified it. So that happened. So I was kind of in like I was just in a depressed state. And one day I walked into Heavenly Donuts at Haverhill, and a young pastor there actually he just introduced himself to me randomly out of nowhere. I was quiet. I had my hood over my head. I just wanted some donuts. And he offered to pay for my food and invited me to his church. But yeah, and I still keep in touch with him to this day. He gave me his number and invited me to go to church that day. I couldn't make it, but definitely was a wake-up call for me. And so I knew Benji and his family go to church all the time. So I just texted Benji and asked if they could get me into their church and to meet everybody there. And I'm here ever since. All of the above, definitely, everything. Hopeful, joyful, everything, definitely. I mean, I feel at peace. I've done things in my past that I definitely regret, and like that guilt holds on. But definitely, I remember that, all my sins are forgiven, and it's time to move on from those things. I mean, I would say NBA, of course, but I really just want to be happy. Like, that's it. I just want to feel good and be happy, and I want everybody else around me to feel good and be happy. So, I mean, if I don't make the NBA, whatever. But today I declare to the church and to the whole world that Jesus Christ is my Lord and my Savior.